morning. So this is day one of my pre-op diet, and I am gonna start the day off with a green smoothie. What I'm gonna start off with is, and I'm trying to weigh some stuff out. The past few days I've been trying out these recipes. I haven't been weighing anything, and I'd like to get a better idea of like how much how much greens and stuff I'm putting into it. So I don't know what to aim for. Like, is there a serving size on the back of the serving size, one package? Okay, I don't think that I'm going to put the entire package in here, so that was not helpful. So this is 15 grams. Dr. Vong puts in like a few small little clumps, it looked like, is what he was saying. So okay, so this is about 30 grams of spinach, so I'm gonna go with that. And then I got this bariatric high protein, it's a protein powder. And so I'm going to put a couple scoops of that in. I tried it for the first time yesterday, and it is very sweet. I know the reviews said that, but I guess I wasn't expecting it to be that sweet because I'm pretty fine with sweet things. But yeah, it's I got vanilla so I can mix it with my smoothies, and it is very sweet and very vanilla-y. But it's not too bad tasting. This one has, let's see if I can get it in here, 27 grams of protein for 2 scoops. And I got the bariatric fusion one just because it kind of comes with some more vitamins and enrichment in it, rather than just like trying to bulk up protein powder. Hemp hearts I have been trying to add just to see, because you can't taste them, and it says it's got 10 grams of protein in it. The problem being that that's for 3 tablespoons, and I don't ever want 3 tablespoons in here. So I'm really only getting a tiny bit of protein boost with this, but it also has, I probably put about 1 tablespoon when I do this. It's got some omega-3s in it and some other health benefits. So, it was something that was recommended, and I decided I was going to give it a shot. So today I am doing a half a cup. It doesn't look like, oh, hey, in screen. It doesn't look like a half a cup. That might be helpful if things were actually focused. It is, I weighed it out. It's about 70 grams, which is about half a cup of, it's the Daybreak mix from Costco. So it's peaches, mangoes, pineapple, and strawberry, I believe. So I'm adding that in for something a little different. The last couple I've made were very, mixed berry, and that tasted good, but I want to try something else. And some soy milk. And so I have been trying to do, I've been trying to get a good mix of this. I added a lot of soy milk yesterday, and it was still super thick. So I haven't been able, I was going to weigh that out, and I totally forgot. Oh well. I was just looking at the lines on the thing. Well, anyway, so we'll give this a shot and see. I want it a little bit more drinkable. It's been pretty thick. I could probably eat it with a spoon, honestly. So I've been trying to mess around with that. But I'm not very good at making these yet. So let's see. Let's see if I can get this going.
I have to always shake down my greens.
Okay, I think that's probably good. And I think the consistency might be better today. And it's a lot more green because the fruits I used weren't quite so dark. So I actually have a green smoothie. Look at that. I haven't had one that's been really that green. It's been very purple when I've been doing it. So this is my breakfast. So that made about 16 ounces of drink. Um, let's see if it tastes any good. Hold on, let me screw on my fancy cap here and give it a taste. So first note, it is still very thick. I still have a really hard time just drinking it, but that's probably okay. I know Dr. Vong had said, if you feel like you need something to stay with you a little bit longer, make it a little thicker. So maybe that's working in my favor. The protein powder is really overpowering. It is very sweet, very vanilla-y. Because I'm doing 2 scoops of it, it is super, super, super vanilla-y. And so I'm getting less of the berries. If I'm only able to have half a cup of berries, then I may want to slim that down to 1 scoop just to see. It's still plenty of protein, honestly. But we'll have to see how things go. It doesn't taste bad by any means, but I think I'd like it to taste a little bit more like the berries that I'm putting in. Of course, you can't taste the spinach or the hemp hearts or anything, so, it's pretty yummy, I think. Let's see how long this lasts me. I did have one yesterday, and it lasted about 4 hours. We were in Costco about 4 hours later when I started to really get hungry, which of course was awful trying to shop while really hungry, but no plans today. As part of my pre-op diet, I was given a recipe for magic soup. One of the really great things about this is that I am able to eat as much of it as I want. So it should be a pretty big staple in my diet as part of this, the next 2 months. It should allow me to have something to snack on and be substantial and filling while I if I'm hungry, or, pretty stable lunch option, things like that. So I'm just prepping some veggies, onions, garlic, carrots. I have a small yellow squash that I was trying to deal with because it's kind of a weird shape. And then I have this honkin' zucchini that we grew, and I've been needing to do something with, so I just took the smallest little bit off of the end, because that is plenty for this soup. I was just trying to dice everything up. This soup can be a lot of different vegetables, as long as it's on the list of approved vegetables and they're nothing starchy or anything, then you can add it. And so I plan on making the soup probably a little bit different every week that I try. These are some of the sweet peppers I got from Costco. They absolutely did nothing for this soup, so it was just a waste of pepper, I think. They just boiled down into nothing and were not really that delicious. But, they're pretty. And maybe they added something to the broth, the flavor. I'm not sure. I'm just trying. I'll put a link to the recipe in the description. I love cabbage. I decided to put a whole half a head in this soup. And I also had some spinach that was starting to be on the end of its life in my fridge, so I added that to the soup as well. I decided to do this in my Instant Pot for the convenience, so I sauteed up the onions, the garlic, and the carrots. I think I also threw the peppers in there as well. And I decided to add some ground turkey to it because ground turkey I thought would kind of give it some more body, and is also, an approved lean meat that I can have. So give it something more than just veggies. I don't know. I'm like okay with being vegetarian, but if I have an option, plus the added protein is always good. So add some chicken stock. I did go with low sodium chicken stock, just because that's always my preference. And then this recipe calls for 3 cups of V8 in addition to a couple of cans uh, of tomato. So make sure that you just splash your canned stuff in there as messy as you can. There's also a can of kidney beans. And at this point, I was realizing that it is pretty much at the max that this Instant Pot can take. So thankfully, I didn't have anything else to add. And I just decided to put as much Italian seasoning as I could muster inside of this because why not? So just overdoing it. Now make sure you put your really dirty Instant Pot lid back on and set it for slow cook, is what I chose. It's 1:19. I'm starting to feel a little bit hungry. I'm not overly hungry, so I know that my protein shake is still doing pretty good, but I would like to eat something. I was going to have the soup that I was preparing, but I'm a little bit behind this afternoon, so it's not quite ready. So I'm going to have this salad. One of the reasons I'm having this salad is I need to eat it. It's the 6th today. That's by the 4th, so it's getting to the point where it needs to be eaten. And there's a lot of information out there on whether or not certain salad dressings are allowed or not. According to my nutritionist, I should be going for, low sugar, low fat dressings. I think ideally they're looking for like olive oil and vinegar or something like that. Since this is day 1 and I need to eat this, I don't want to waste it. And it's not the worst salad dressing that I could have. There's 10 grams of sugar in there. 7 of them are added, which isn't great. That then I need. But there is information out there where some people on the pre-op diets, some doctors don't really require you to have, be super strict on that until you're on the liquid phase, and then obviously, no sugars and stuff. I basically feel like since I'm first starting out and this needs to get eaten and it is a salad for lunch, that I'm going to go ahead and eat it. But I'm going to not buy any of these anymore. And I'm going to stick with some simpler, lower fat, lower sugar dressings. So that's kind of where I am today. I don't really want to do this kind of transition, but I don't want to waste the salad dressing or the salad bag either. And then I'm going to have one of these Crystal Lights. So what my goal is, they say they want you at a minimum of 64 ounces of fluids or water a day. So that's about 3 of these cups that are full are, I'll give you an idea of how big it is. This is a weird angle. 3 of these cups that are full are going to put me over that amount. That's going to be like 70 something. I don't want to do the math on it right now. But so I've decided my goal is to drink 3 of these full cups. They hold 28 ounces when I fill it up about here. Right now there's 20 ounces in there because these Crystal Lights are for 16 ounces of fluid, and I don't mind it a little bit waterier than what it usually makes. So I'm going to do about 20 ounces. I would like, I guess the way I'm looking at this is I don't want to rely on these sugar-free drinks if I really can avoid it. So I'm hoping to down one of these waters first as just water, which I've done. I've already drank 28 ounces of it. And then I can move on to some of the sugar-free stuff or some tea or some things that can help me get my liquids in other than just the water. I'm fortunate enough that I like drinking water. I know a lot of people don't. I like drinking it, but I am very bad at drinking it. I will go all day without drinking. I've done it before. I don't know how I'm not dehydrated, or at least more dehydrated. So it's going to be a challenge for me. I just finished drinking this. I think it was about half full. And I know that I need to be practicing not eating or not drinking about 30 minutes before eating. I think what my personal goal is at this point is to start this. My personal goal at this point is to focus on seeing if I can spend the next few weeks drinking the amount that I need to drink, and then transitioning myself into making sure I'm not drinking before eating and things like that, before and after eating, or during. That's going to be a really hard one for me, is not drinking during my meals. I've got all little floaty things down there that clumped up. Okay, I'm gonna have to do that off camera. So yeah, I'm gonna prepare the salad and the drink, and that's where I'm gonna be at today, for lunch at least. Here's my prepared salad. It really doesn't make all that much. I mean, in honesty, like it's definitely, I've eaten the whole bag before. It's not too hard, especially if you're used to eating larger quantities of food. But the sugar content is pretty high for what you're getting. So never again. Okay, and here we are for dinner. This is the magic soup that it's all finished. Some of the veggies are a little bit firm. I probably could have done it a little bit longer, but they are soft enough to eat, and I'm hungry. So here's that. And I am able to have some adult beverage. I don't have to stop that until I believe it's 2 weeks before my surgery. So I'm going to, since I have a bottle of wine that I opened a couple days ago, I'm going to have a small glass of wine with my meal. So here we go. My zucchini is a little firm. That's because I took the firmest part of the one that we grew that was ginormous. So it probably could use a little bit longer, but I think overnight it'll be fine. I'm glad I added the turkey into it. It gives it just a little bit more body, and it's not just a a veggie soup, so it feels like a little bit more substantial. So it's yummy. Hopefully I like it enough that it'll sustain me as a major staple in my diet for the next 2 months. But for today, it's pretty good. The hardest part is going to be not eating a piece of bread with it. I think I use soup as an excuse to eat bread. I almost always will have a piece of bread or two with any soups that I make. So that'll be a little bit harder to deal with, but I think it's pretty good. Well, I made it to the end of the night somehow, and I am wrapping up everything with a Premier Protein as my dessert. We got the new cinnamon roll flavor in the mail. We got a couple new flavors in the mail today. I was really excited. So it was really pretty good. I mean, it was definitely sweet and delicious, and it has the added protein, so I think it was helping me feel a little bit more like satiated at the end of the day. I think dessert is going to be a little bit difficult for me just because I am used to having something sweet every night, and I really don't have a lot of options on this. I can have sugar-free Jell-O or Premier Protein, which is what I'm going with. So I think I'm going to make a glass of tea and wind down for the night. So we'll see how everything goes for the rest of the night, and then get back at it tomorrow, I guess. Thanks for watching.